Hello, everybody. I'm Jeff Jones, and welcome back to Documentary Club, a place for documentary lovers. With me always is Jack. Hello, Jack. How you doing?
Chicka chicka bow wow. Talk about sex, lies, and scandal.
Scandal.
Yeah, yeah, doing really well. Hello to everybody in the live chat that's joined us, and those that are going to drift in as we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to everybody who is out there. Let's see. We got this guy named Jeff Jones out in the chat. Hey, how you? Jazz Naz, nice to see you. Mystic Jinx, of course. Sheila Hawkins, always great to see you. I don't recall, and I'm sure others may pop in as well. So, like and subscribe, guys, if you enjoy the discussion that we had in the premiere and on this live. I know I got all these videos coming out. I started dropping clips, trying to share a little bit more of the fun that we have making these, and really enjoyed this one, Jack, and everybody out there. I feel like I told you so is in order a little bit. Like after you see it and you let it digest a little bit and you think about the documentary and you go, well, what did you think was going to happen? You almost feel like, I don't know. Every mistake that you make is not your own alone, but yet you still made those decisions. I don't know. It's tough. But anyway, yeah, talking about Ashley Madison's Sex Lies and Scandal, just released this year in 2024. So it's less than a month or so old. So I hope people that are interested in it will leave us a comment about what they thought about it. And I hope some people from the studio or from the chat right now will feel like they want to join in the studio. I put the link in the chat, so if you want to join in, you're welcome to join in the conversation. Otherwise, you're going to listen to me and Jack talk. And if you're okay with a little bit more of that, then stick around. And we got a great show for you over the next hour or so, talking about this cool documentary. So it looks like we got our first special guest welcome today, and that is Katie. Katie did it. How are you doing?
Kay did do it.
Well, it's solved. We can go home.
Oh my God. Hang on. I'm screwing the whole thing up.
Uh-oh.
I had all my YouTubes running in the background.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I did too.
Like
I
a
just muted
pro.
it. I just muted
Like
it.
a pro.
I forget to do it, I forget to do that too. Well, anyway, how did you guys feel about the documentary? Where are your heads at? Like I guess my opinion was, yeah, at the end of the day, you're like, what, you were playing with fire and you got burnt, but there's a lot more to it. The complete fraud, fake, everything fake. You guys have opening thoughts on that? Katie, what do you got?
Yeah, that's bizarre. Well, first of all, I had never heard of this Ashley Madison site before.
Of course you haven't.
I haven't. My husband, however, had heard of it.
Well, make sure that you delete your your browser history after researching this documentary. You don't want to get in trouble.
Send your $20 and they'll delete all your stuff.
Yeah, what'd you think of that, Katie? Hey, can you delete my profile? Sure. Take your $20 and
just don't do it.
I mean, I guess $20 was the right number because a lot of people didn't have.
They were making more money off of that. Then that was a huge stream of income for them. But do you imagine? Well, when you pay for something, a service, and the service is not rendered, and it involves money, that's like textbook definition of fraud as far as I know.
Oh, no kidding. Hey, I agree with Jack, though, about it being an inside job. I mean, I think it was a disgruntled employee who had access to that part of the business. And
you almost wonder if it, and I guess I was thinking about this earlier. We don't know what we don't know, but was there anybody that didn't get their stuff leaked? Do you know what I mean? That would be how you would investigate it. Who didn't have their information leaked? Was anybody left out? You know what I mean? Then you could say, well, they everything except for John Smith over here. Why didn't his,
I don't think they did a reverse,
you know,
reverse lookup like that. That's a good point.
but I guess we'll never really know. But yeah, I mean, what was it again? The Impact Team? Is that the name of it?
The Impact Team. Yep.
Impact Team were the hackers, and they hacked once and then never hacked again. Doesn't sound like a hacker to me.
No. And didn't ask for
Sounds
money.
like a
Didn't ask
leaker.
Didn't
A
ask
leaker.
for any. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I think. I think somebody internally saw what was going on and was like, you know what? Yeah, what are you doing, man? Come on, this is wrong, on every level wrong. And saw what Neil was doing.
It was interesting
Noah.
watching his wife, watching, what was his name? Neil?
Noel.
Noel. Watching his wife, you know, she was so sure that she was the only one and that this was just his business and all that. And he was the worst of them all.
Right. I'm monogamous relationship. He's not screwing around on me.
Oh my God.
Which he was all the
he
time.
Was the worst. Yeah, of course he's the worst.
Send me 2 models and I'll pick one.
Taking her on the promo tour with him as a prop.
Oh my God.
Then how embarrassing, how humiliating.
He talked her into doing the ads with her photo, her picture. She's a beautiful woman. I mean, she put herself way out there for him.
All right. We also have Susan that I'm gonna just bring into chat now, or bring in from chat now, and welcome Susan Inexplicable. Susan, back to the show.
Hey, Jeff.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Wonderful. We can give you the next question, I guess. What were your first takeaway from the documentary? And it's okay if you had never heard of the service before. Seems to
I
be
had
a
not.
going
I can't remember if I was aware of it before the hack. I certainly remember when the hack came out and the publicity on that, but I don't recall if I was aware of it prior to that. But I am just shocked that it's still going. I know they have a new CEO or whatever, but people still pay money for this.
Well, they definitely got a niche, in this clandestine kind of thing.
But
there you go.
You know, a lot of it is bots. They're fake. I don't know.
And I think that's where for me, the fraud would really feel like fraud to me when I'm talking to a real profile and I'm just talking to a bot.
A big baker.
Hey.
Like that's straight up fraud. Like collecting people's money and then not deleting the profile. Fraud.
Yeah.
Did they do anything legitimate? Like, did they pay their taxes? Did they operate normally in any other function? Because it didn't seem that. I guess it was just expand, advertise, and let's just see how far this rocket ship will take us, and then don't
spend any money for security for your, this data. Don't, just barely have the bases covered where somebody can't hack in or whatever. I'm not even convinced it was a hack. I'm almost convinced that it was somebody that was internal that had access and could pull that information out of the system without getting caught.
I'm surprised they haven't been sued into oblivion.
Well,
I'm surprised too,
because you got to remember they were making $250,000 a day, so they had a huge war chest of money.
Well, apparently there are still 70 million members today.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And that's worldwide.
That's over double what it was when the hack happened.
Because I was looking here, look at all the countries they're in. UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, Germany.
That's crazy.
They're everywhere.
Do you guys think that they release the information in parts just to toy with people, because it seems like it's kind of human nature to tell only what you think you need to tell when you get caught with something. And so you tell only what you need to tell, and then they release more stuff.
You would think maybe that they were like, we mean business. Like, we're gonna delete. We're not gonna put out all. And so they kind of, like, in a way, they had a little bit of concern for what they were doing, because if they would have shut down, they would have never had the second breach. The second dump would have never happened, which was the damning stuff on the CEO, and
hugely
it was
damning.
everything. It was all the internal documents and stuff. Where the first one was just like profiles, right? Like, we mean business, shut it down.
Well, see, they never really got into, and I remember the hack, but I didn't dig into this. But these different profiles of people's nude photos and all their dark secrets from what they like to do behind closed doors. It never really got too much into how much of that was released, and I don't remember.
There's millions of people just like you looking for a discreet connection. Every day, people like you join the Ashley Madison network to find discreet relationships of all kinds. Married, attached, looking to explore, or just curious to discover what's out there. Ashley Madison is leading discreet, like-minded dating community in the world.
Yeah, I don't.
They're leading now. They're the leading discreet. They're number one.
If you're having a problem in this aspect of your relationship with someone you say you love,
you got problems.
You got a problem with the relationship, period. I'm sorry. Because,
do you both have to be married, or can
No.
I guess it's just discreet, right? I guess that's
right. That's right.
I'm sure there's a lot of liars on there.
There's a lot of liars. If you're not a bot, you're a liar. That's probably 90% of them,
Right.
So are Noel and his wife still together?
Should we eavesdrop on Noel?
Yeah, look him up.
That's a good question.
Yes, it appears Noel Biederman is still married to his wife Amanda, who stood by him throughout the entire controversy.
Oh my God!
Well, we got some Tammy Wynette in the background.
Stand by your man.
Yeah, I can't actually play the song, but Jack can sing it for us.
Jack,
he did confess to her that he actually had affairs.
I mean, for a broader question, what do you guys think about this and web security in general? Like, you buy stuff off a website and you go, oh, that's secure. Even if it's not even if it's not like you're not buying something that's bad. I don't
scary.
know.
There's data breaches.
Quite a few. Breaches. Yeah, they're pretty regularly. I mean, I know of one here in Hawaii that hit us about a year ago, and the college just paid the money. They paid the ransom because they didn't want
ransomware.
Yeah, well, there's ransomware, there's hacks, there's worms, there's all sorts of stuff that's digital security is more important than ever.
I think you just got to.
That's why you should get Norton. No, I'm just kidding. That's why you should get Norton Virus Protector.
I have Norton. I have Malwarebytes. I have it running constantly because I got bit years ago. I mean, it cost me time. It didn't really. I didn't have to replace anything, but I had to, format my hard drive and reinstall everything, which is a big pain in the ass. But I was fortunate, there was no real data breach. Nobody really got anything, but I think that you just have to be careful. If it's an unknown website to you, you got to do your due diligence. If you're going to buy something from them, give them your credit card and shit. But a place like Amazon, I think they're relatively secure. These streaming platforms, they seem to be relatively secure. Then I think about Yahoo. And they've been breached. I don't know how many times. I'm not putting anything on Yahoo. I'm not doing it. Okay. They've been breached 5 times I can think of in the last.
Norton Life. I have that Norton Life alert as well, but I'm afraid to use it because you have to put all your information in it.
Oh, I don't use Life Alert. I don't use that. But
or whatever it is. What is it where you put all your banking? They check everywhere in the web to see if you come up anywhere. If anybody's using your.
well, yeah, but
You
that's
put
just a
everything in there.
well. I mean, they can do that if you just have Norton Antivirus running. They can. That's another service they're trying to sell you, and I don't. I don't buy it. I just
No,
use
it
the
came
antivirus.
free with mine.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it's included, but I don't use it.
Yeah, I don't. They're just. Well, I mean, for my end of it, they're trying to sell me another part of their software, and I'm not buying it.
Yeah,
It's 149 for 2 years. Just blah blah blah. No, thank you.
they do have my emails, and my Yahoo email was hacked years ago, and
Yep,
it comes up every once in a while when they lose me.
sure,
I've
sure.
gotten emails from myself.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yahoo. Yeah.
That's crazy. But
Not a
Uh,
good
I
sign.
I just think you got to be careful, Jeff. About these various websites, especially if it's an unknown and you're going to buy something or put in any personal information.
Well, if anyone learned anything, they learned to not use their real information.
There you go. There you go. Don't use your real name, Sam.
Life lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
but the credit cards have to be real.
There
Oh
you
yeah.
go.
I'm as I said, in our premiere, I said it a couple of times. I have issues with Sam and what he did. He knew what he was doing. He was really stupid for using his real name, but that's on him. But I'm just talking about from the relationship aspect because Mia seemed like a really good person. I don't like to see good people hurt by someone that's trying to hide whatever. It doesn't really matter what. I thought it was really pretty terrible, and she stood by him. Good, got a good heart. But I see.
Ugh.
What about the original CEO, whatever his name was, his wife? She left him, didn't she?
That's possible. I'm not sure. The original
that,
CEO, I don't know what his name is.
Or the guy that grew it so giant.
Oh,
B-
Neil, no,
Biederman? Yeah,
Neil Bitterman. No, she didn't.
yeah, we looked that up.
Nathan? Because he was
It's
cheating on her. I swore he never
here
did.
we have. Yes,
time.
it appears that Noel Biederman is still married to his wife Amanda.
That's crazy. That's
And
crazy.
that's-
Oh,
Yeah, that's
The-
recent.
I thought you were looking up the other couple.
The first CEO. What?
We don't know. I don't know his name. Do you know his name?
Oh, okay.
This is no, I don't remember. It's in the very beginning. I don't remember his name. This is the
Oh
second
my God,
CEO.
this dog is ridiculous.
There he is.
Yeah, that guy.
There's Noel Biederman.
Oh, he looks so sexy. Look at him.
Ew.
I mean,
Right.
don't they have hair regrowth stuff now or plugs or whatever? Like he could.
They
he's got
actually
lady-
do have hair regrowth stuff, and they also
Yeah.
have a razor in case you just want to shave that off.
You know,
Ladies,
you gotta go one way
control
or
your-
the other.
Ladies,
You're hanging
control
on,
yourself. He's laying
hanging
in the
on
bed.
for dear life.
Control
Leave that
yourself.
fat.
He'd look better bald, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
that's
Some
part
people
about being
do.
a man is losing your hair.
I don't know. Some people look better with no hair.
It's true.
Depends on if you have all kinds of bumps all over your head.
Yep. Cue ball.
Here's a thought from James Crane out in chat world. Maybe Noel and his wife were both having affairs and decided to make money off of it. I mean,
Well, from what we know, well, we don't really know, but it didn't
it could
appear
have
that
been.
it didn't
the
appear
impetus.
that his wife was having any kind of affair. But hell, who knows? Maybe she was.
If that were the case, it could have been Noah that did it.
I mean,
Um,
a self leak. Yeah,
Yeah, but
here's the
all
thing
that-
is like I guess
all that fraud got released about what he was doing.
what he was doing, yeah, he would have
Yeah.
protected some of that.
Well, they doubled in size.
But he's no longer there, I don't think.
Oh no, he got ran out. He was
Yeah.
gone.
After
Is that-
this, he was out.
He's not getting anything
It's
from it.
totally new people, I think, running it now.
Yeah, he got thrown out. That was in the documentary. He got let go, and they brought in some new person. I don't know who.
Right, but he
But
could still be a recipient of funds.
Oh, just one more thing before I forget. Love is an open door.
Okay.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
you
I
know,
don't want to get caught
his-
with Disney. They'll cut me off. You know, you can't
It-
sing
it-
too much of that Disney. They will get you.
his philosophy, right, wrong, or indifferent, of good publicity, bad publicity. Just talk about me good, talk me bad. Just talk about me.
Just talk
It
about
drives
me.
it drives the traffic, and he knows that.
Sounds like Kratz.
I think that's the way. You know why he was successful, because he's just, let's just go 100% dig into it. I mean, going on TV and being like, yeah, everybody should have one. Everybody should get a profile. No big deal. It's no big deal.
Sure.
And then just being like, but then, like, here's the other thing is, like, parading his wife around like he wasn't a womanizer. Like, that's the part that really is like, oh, you're getting her in on it, and then you cheat on her with prostitutes.
It's just sleazy as shit, man.
It's just like,
That
Yeah.
was smarmy, and also the dude telling a half truth and then trying to keep up making money off of the religious podcast thing or reality
Yeah.
show. That was smarmy too. Come on, he only did that to save his livelihood because he had already given up his job.
that interview, right? Like, that's kind of the comment I
Yeah.
made is like, did they make, and I was going to ask you guys what you thought of that. Actually, it was my next question. You're right on the thread with me. Did they do that for the YouTube channel, or did they do it because they felt like they had to explain? I don't know. Like, they were in damage control over that YouTube channel.
Yeah, I mean, I bet she probably wanted him to. I mean, they had to do that to save or to try to salvage the YouTube channel, but probably a part of her wanted him to make a public statement because it had
Yeah.
been in the media, it had been on Twitter, and it's humiliating. I'm sure she
Hell
was
yeah.
humiliated.
Well, of course.
So I don't know. I think he did it to try to save his livelihood, although I think he did want to save his marriage. But
Well, 2 weeks ago, they renewed their wedding vows. So there you go. Here's a video renewing our wedding vows after infidelity. So they're just rolling with it.
well, that's okay. A lot of people live and learn.
It's a tough life. Life is tough out there. We all need helmets. But yes, still, yeah, there's kind of a lack of helmets, to be honest. Like, you'd think that with how dangerous the world is there, people would be wearing helmets a little bit more frequently, but it's just not fashionable,
How many subscribers do they have?
2.52 million.
What?
2.52 million.
Audience, do they?
Well, I think let's see what their most popular video is. Dad turns pool into emoji, and that one got 62 million views.
Woo.
What's their most recent one?
Years ago.
We're all over the news 4 days ago because this documentary just came out like a couple weeks ago.
Go up to latest.
What's that?
Yeah, you went to latest
Yeah, this is latest. We're all over the news from 4 days ago.
4 days ago. There you go.
Yeah. They're talking about why they went public on the documentary, and there you go. Sam and Nia.
Well,
good for you. Love is an open door.
there
Just
you
remember
go.
that, folks. Just remember that, folks. Love is an open door.
Well, hopefully it's good for the kids.
Hopefully it's good for the kids. It's all about the kids.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't
hopefully it's
recall
good
wheeling
for all
helmets.
of them, but especially the kids.
What was the most surprising thing in the documentary? What was the wow moment? We'll go around in circle. We'll start with Katie first.
The freaking lie about the $20 and we'll remove your stuff. That was
Ooh.
just what the and the bots. But that's two things. I'll shut up.
No, that's good.
Still fraud. Still fraud.
Jack, what about you? The biggest wow.
I think probably understanding the links that Neil would go to make money. And really understanding that, when we finally learned the truth about, because he was CEO and their business practices, and I have to look at all the underlying stuff around that, and that includes what Kay said, $20 fraud. It's just anything to make a buck, and not spending a little bit of money on protecting your freaking investment, your servers.
It's like it's like abusive fraud. Like it's worse than fraud. It's fraud magnetized. It's like not only are we going to take your money, but we're going to screw you over and we're not going to delete your profile, which would have protected you from the data breach that this is all, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Who was saying that the Dugard guy was also involved in this? Was that right?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, I think so. He got caught on that.
Oh boy.
Besides, they're biodegradable.
Yeah, Josh Dugar. On August 19th, 2015, Gawker published an article with the title "Family Values Activist Josh Dugar has had a paid Ashley Madison account." He was a what was his deal again? Family values activist?
Didn't he have like 99
19 kids and counting or something like that.
Oh, right. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Was he doing weird things with his kids?
I don't know the story about him, but maybe we should check out a documentary on him so I can learn.
That's right. It was one of his kids.
Sons is a pedophile. Yeah.
He's a pedo?
Not Josh, but one of Josh's sons.
Oh.
One of the 99 kids.
Well, when you have so many, the odds are stacked against,
It's also her. And
if you have 100 kids, the odds are, you're gonna get
some murderers.
You're gonna get a murderer. If you had 1,000 kids, the odds of you having a serial killer are probably increased quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The part that shocked me the most, I think, was the complete lack of any check on behavior at all. Like, it didn't seem like nobody was checking anybody. That sounds like a good idea. That'll make money. What about protecting our customer? Yeah, we should do that. But wouldn't it be better if we made more money?
Right.
Right. Along those lines, the dude with the big glasses, the flamboyant dude.
Yeah.
Who left when it wasn't exciting anymore.
Yeah.
He loved all the shady shit. So when all the shady shit was kind of revealed, then it just wasn't that much fun anymore. Okay.
Well, maybe he they don't want you around. You're part of the problem, You got a clean house. When the new guy came in, I'm sure you got a clean house.
Well, that's probably true.
But I mean, they took a little bit of a bump, maybe in negative publicity, but like you said, Jack, just the more people that are talking about me is the more people that are talking about me.
Yeah.
And then
talk
that's
about
where
me
you
good,
get clients.
Talk me about me good, talk me about me bad, just please.
Right. And now I suppose everyone's assuming, oh, well, after this scandal, Ashley Madison's probably super secure. I'm going to go check the website. What does it say about their security?
Well, I would imagine at this point they probably learned their lesson and have hired experts to protect themselves. I can't imagine they haven't if they're up to 75 million accounts.
You think the bots are gone, Jack?
I doubt the bots are gone.
Well, the bots may not be gone, but they're, I don't know. I still have websites that I go to, but I would imagine that if there are bots, there may be some kind of heads up about it. I don't know that.
I mean, I guess interacting with a bot wouldn't be any different than watching porn. You know, it's not like you're with that person.
Right. That's true.
Well, it depends how good the artificial intelligence gets, you know.
Oh, I guess. Oh, gosh.
It was so real.
Oh, my God.
James asks, despite the success, they continued to keep crossing the line. What was coming next? Blackmailing the clients? Yeah, exactly. Like, what did they have left? There was nothing left for them to fraud. They had frauded everything out of that company. Every angle they could think of, they frauded it. And that one guy, you know, he's like, I'm the former vice president of sales, and I'm going to sit here and drink cocktails all day.
Yeah, he leaves $100,000 a year job, probably even more than that by the time he left.
Yeah, he probably took severance and all that, you know.
Because he's bored? Really?
Wow.
I think I'd just tough it out and go for a retirement and be done with it. Get my 20 years and say, okay, I'm out. I don't know. It is surprising to me that it survived, but I'm not shocked because of the very nature of what this service provides.
Well, there's obviously a need for finding companionship outside your marriage, whether it's a good marriage or a bad marriage.
I'm just surprised it continues under the same name after everything that was exposed about this.
Yeah, I would totally see that happening. Them changing names, you know, rebranding themselves. But yeah, I mean, they're still scooting along.
Yeah, considering the data breach itself and the unsecure nature of the website at the time, that's really damaging. Really damaging. I mean, can you imagine if Amazon had a breach like that? You know, 100 million users got. I mean, I don't know how many users Amazon has.
Yeah, but you know what? I'd still have to order from them next week.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? They'd still have my business. I'd just be upset.
Well, it's the how do you call it? The access to what you want. It's the same mentality here. Access to what you're looking for, right? So Amazon, I mean, you know, so many stores have closed locally for you know, millions of us, at least in America. I'm sure, probably in other countries too. That, you know, before you could just run down to J.C. Penney and get whatever, or Sears or whatever. You can't do that anymore. Those are gone.
Well, Ashley Madison certainly has the privacy policy written out clearly now. They have it all stamped out. They've covered themselves time and time again. Your data is not as secure as you think it is. I guess that's the thing, is like, so many of those customers, whether you agree with them or not, there was an expressed understanding of privacy that we have those little icons, and those little icons say we're not going to leak your data. And I just feel like when people signed up for it, were they signing up for the security as much as they were signing up for the profile? You know what I mean? They're like, well, I'll sign up for it if I know that my stuff is secure. It's a tough one.
Well, maybe for some people they gave it that second thought. But if you're a male horn dog and you're looking for action, I'm just being honest
Go.
here. I'm being honest.
Hey,
know.
no reason to be shy.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And you're looking for action, that's probably a second or third thought down your list. Even if you thought about it that much at all.
Now, everybody at home, when he says action, he's talking about directing a documentary film himself. That's what he means by action.
Yeah, where's the fluffer? Bring the fluffer in.
All right, Jack, you cracked my husband up on that one.
I mean, there's a, I think it's really unfortunate that one guy did kill himself over this. I'm sure there may have been other instances that we just don't know about. Most of the people that had their stuff leaked maybe were lucky enough to not be high profile, so no one ever saw their name. You know what I mean? So unless you have one of these pesky journalists poking around trying to ruin people's lives, I think, some people probably got lucky just because they weren't high profile. But
wasn't there some sort of search where you could go in and search?
I'm sure there is. I saw
By
in
email.
in the documentary they had a radio station in Australia
That
was offering
crazy.
to search. They were searching your suspected partner's profile, and you'd give them the email or you give them the information, and then they would search it live on the radio, and then tell you, yes, they have a profile or no, they don't, and then listen for your reaction
Oh, it's the Jerry Springer show.
on radio.
Yeah, Australian version, down under.
No chairs can be thrown. It's perfect.
At least not in the radio station, but I bet
It's better that way.
I bet the person that called in and got a positive
Might have thrown a couple chairs.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I just think about the absurdity of all the events surrounding what they did. It's just so absurd. It's all about greed. End of story.
It was all about greed. You were right when you said it the first time, and you're right this time. It was all about making money, and they found a little niche that people were willing to pay cash for, and they were jumping without parachutes almost. You know what I mean? They weren't wearing helmets. They didn't caution to the wind. Just make money. Just make money. And don't worry about that other stuff.
Baby cat. Like a huge niche.
What is the
Yeah.
I'll think about the other end of it that it was never really talked about, and I can't imagine it didn't happen. Is during some of these encounters between people, they agree to meet up, and things go bad, they go sideways.
Sure.
They didn't really talk about that at all. I'm not saying it did happen. It may not have, but
Right.
I would think out of that many encounters,
it seems to me that most of the encounters were bots.
Well, certainly a lot of them. For
You know what I
sure.
mean? Like, how many people were just pumping in credits just to talk to a bot?
Well,
It was probably more than one.
Oh, yeah.
see, that cuts down on the risk of one of the on the subscribing party falling in love with this person and getting jealous and then
It's
trying
just a
to
bot.
blow up their relationship because it's just a bot.
that stuff?
Yeah.
I think they just had way more men sign up than women.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was their problem.
for sure. Oh, yeah.
That was the
absolutely.
problem. That it just didn't have enough women to support the amount
volume
of
of
men that
men.
were signing up. Yeah.
Exactly.
What's that say?
What does
Well,
that say?
Well, they lied about the statistics because you remember, Noel saying, "Well, we've got all these women, and they're doing what men are doing." Well, that was a lie because they
Some
created
of
all the
them.
fake profiles.
Some of them. I mean, it does happen. It absolutely happens. We know of many examples of these indiscretions, let's say. And but yeah, they were definitely driven by male traffic, I think. But it's just a scam. Then it was bots. Then if you actually were to meet someone, now your whole identity has been leaked and your life is ruined. Yeah. I feel bad about the guy who died because had the security stuck tight, he might still be alive. You know what I mean? Like just having better security. So I don't know. It's a scary
Preaching away.
prospect. Yeah. All right. So let's wrap it up with any final comments. Anything from the comment section. You guys can shoot out a question or just give me your last opinions about this one. Thanks for coming to the premiere. Thanks for coming to the live. Maybe we'll go with Susan first.
Well, it's interesting when you see, a big scandal like this in the news, and then you document it, and you learn so much more about it. It was very interesting. I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I remember when this happened in real time, and then you watch a documentary. I'm waiting for the documentary about that one guy that we talked about a few weeks ago that was like forced to confess, and his dad wasn't even dead. They said you killed your dad, and his dad wasn't even dead, and they threatened his dog. Like, I'm waiting for that one to be a documentary. I want to see that for sure. Well, Katie, you had some strong opinions. Anything to wrap up this one?
I'm going to give Sheila's comment. She says, did anyone say they actually met someone from this actual site? Didn't someone say they did actually?
Sam.
No.
did.
Like, I think she
Yeah.
means like that made a connection and they're together. I mean, that's how I'm taking it.
Actually met
Maybe
No,
someone.
that's the opposite.
Actually
The opposite
met
of the point of the site.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, then I
but,
guess we wouldn't know.
Human nature.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of an open question. Like, that's the one that I always said. Like, I'm sure some people met, but the vast majority were chatting to bots. That's how I feel about it. Yeah,
Well, I mean, if
people
people, if people did meet, a lot of people fall in lust more than
Sure.
falling in love. So it's
Right.
just
Right.
something new and exciting, and
Right.
that wears off after a while. In
It
reality,
does? Damn it.
then it does. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Maybe it
I-
doesn't.
I wouldn't be shocked out of that many people around the world that it did happen, but we never heard,
And they're not coming forward,
That's right.
Wait. There was
Hey,
one
the
couple.
love connection.
There was one couple, the black lady
Mhm, I
and
thought
and the
so.
and the white guy.
That's right. And she was doing it kind of normally, meeting people.
Yes,
Yeah. But they had an open relationship. It's quite different. He was
Right.
okay
they
with
did.
it.
They
So
did.
they didn't even really need that site.
And she was okay
Why?
with it.
You know what I
And
mean?
anyone that he was going to meet, she had to approve. If she said no, he said okay.
Interesting. That's right.
But to find people that have no interest in getting attacked from someone, it's a perfect
Jack, any last comments?
Well, again, I think it's ultimately this is a greed story, the lure of money and the desperate attempts to get it no matter what. And I think in that aspect, it's a pretty sad and pitiful story. And at the same time, you got to have a little bit of admiration for the lengths that they would go to get it. I don't agree with doing it. I'm just saying that it damn, I just shake my head at because I would, I mean, other than saving someone's life, I don't think I would be in that desperate need for anything. I mean, my God,
Right.
man, how much money's enough? So
Yeah, I think at some point it becomes a disease. I really do. And I'm not just
Sure.
I'm not trying to bash the ultra wealthy or anything like that, but the endless need and desire. That's just an addiction, just like anything else, just like any other addiction, and it ruins a lot of people. It's one of the things that we don't. I mean, maybe someday we'll cover a documentary about how the lottery. Do you ever see that one about how the lottery actually ruins people's lives?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's a real thing. It's a real phenomenon. So
it is.
Anyway, looking to the future, next week we are going to breaking news, cover how to fix a drug scandal. So, Jack, you want to preview this one a little bit? Let everybody know why you picked this one. And
Yeah,
Katie and Susan, if you have any comments about it, you're welcome to.
It's a bit of a complex story, and we've tried to really break it down so it's more malleable, so it's easier to understand. It's about two different people. They're not connected. They're not related. Two different drug chemists that work at a drug lab. Two different drug labs in Massachusetts. One works in Boston, which is East Massachusetts. One works in Amherst, which is West Massachusetts. The first case is Annie Dukins breaks, and it's found out that she's faked all these freaking tests, thousands. 6 months later, Sonia Farak gets caught in the West Massachusetts lab in Amherst, and they are desperately covering this shit up, desperately. And it's a really good. I think people can draw parallels to it if they want, about the desperation of Wisconsin keeping wraps on certain pieces of information in Stephen and Brendan's cases. What they did is just mind blowing to me, and the guts that it took. These probably 3-4 defense lawyers to actually. It ended up being one, Luke Ryan. He really turned out to be the real hero of actually getting this information. Finally, after years of trying, of this defense, it was really discovery material that the AG's office would not release. So that's what it's about, and ultimately what happened in these thousands of cases. It's a really, really interesting and excellent documentary, by the way. 4-part.
Yeah, how to fix a drug scandal. Next week, we're going to talk about the craziness of that one. Jack, you really laid it out pretty well. I'm not going to try to review it any better, but I hope you guys join us for that. Really interesting. Overall, Ashley, Madison, I think Jack made a really good point earlier today that had you just kind of tried to stay legit with that security, you'd probably all still be doing it and making tons of money. Probably. And who knows, you might even have a bigger following yet. Out there in comments, Sheila Hawkins says she hasn't seen that one yet. So Sheila, this is your assignment. And anybody else out there, go watch How to Fix a Drug Scandal on Netflix right now. Come back here next week and we will have a premiere and then we'll talk about it live. So maybe you'll have some input.
It's only 4 episodes. It's easily bingeable, and you're going to want to watch the next one anyway. So.
Yeah, it goes by fast. It's a quick 4 episodes. So that's your assignment. Everybody else out there as well. Hope you guys join us for that. I've been really enjoying doing this. Jack and Katie and Susan, I want to say thank you for joining the live. This is always fun to do every week. And thanks everybody out there in chat who's also joined with us to follow along as we check out documentaries. So if you have a documentary that you want to see us cover, put it in the comments section, and maybe you can even join us in the studio someday. This has been Documentary Club, a place for documentary lovers. I'm Jeff Jones. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed our discussion. We'll see you guys on the next one.